Oh, what's up? We are learning how to use Flexbox, and we built a page the other day, which I had up here a minute ago, but we're going to use Flexbox and rebuild it using Flexbox. I think it was here in homework, and it was like this one right here, Surfer. So we're going to rebuild this using Flexbox. Right there? Okay. So we'll see what we could do. And so if you're watching this video online, you can find the code we're using. GitHub goes to 11 is my username, and that's an old movie reference, Spinal Tap. And this one goes to 11, and it's in repositories HTML CSS Bootcamp. And make sure you star this repository because I want it to come to the top of my front page here, so it's easier for people to get to, and it has to get more than 41 stars to get there. The next thing you should know about is on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, right? Because I'm always like coding about whatever, saying stuff about websites and the Go programming language and web dev with Go and HTML, CSS, Flexbox. So follow me on Twitter. And last thing is check out this website I'm building with my friends, greatercommons.com, where you can learn great stuff for the greater good of humanity and then take those skills and turn it into economic opportunities, get part-time and full-time work. That's what Greater Commons is all about. That's the pitch. Cool, so let's build this. And first thing, what do we think? When we look at this, we're thinking about Flexbox. And if you're missing, the introduction to Flexbox, how's that work? Go to YouTube Greater Commons or YouTube Greater Commons, just search for that. And there you'll be able to find all the videos that lead up to this Flexbox stuff. See Flexbox, CSS Flexbox tutorial, CSS tricks Flexbox, right there, all that stuff. Watch those videos with the pretty paradise pictures. All right, so what do we need to think about to build this page with Flexbox? What do you think? We got a Flex container, which is the body, and then inside that Flex container we need to center something. And so this is another container right here, like a div or something. And so we need that to be centered horizontally left, right. And so we could make whatever's holding out a container to center it. And then in here we have content, and we need this to be centered. We're going to use Flexbox for centering that? Maybe. Maybe we could. Let's just see what it looks like. I've never built this with Flexbox. Let's see how much sense it makes. So I'm going to create a new folder, and this is going to be 04, and I'll call it Surfer Page Flexbox. And then inside there, we'll create a new HTML page, and we'll call this index. And then inside there, we'll create a new CSS page, and we'll call it main. And then we'll split this vertically to get that over on the right, and then we'll just minimize that right there to get it out of the way. We're going to link to our CSS. And now we're going to have here, first thing is we need, I'm just going to do this main, okay, and main, or, yeah, I guess we'll go with main. But we'll do body, background, color, and some sort of green. So, yeah, what green looks nice? Like an aquamarine. Aqua, is there an aquamarine? That's pretty good. Medium aquamarine, I like that. We'll go with aquamarine. Mix it up a little bit. And inside main, maybe we want to have a div. And we want that div to be the thing which is holding all of this, right? The green stuff. And so main, we could make main, and we could say main is a width. Actually, let's just put a border on it. 2 pixels, solid red, and see where that's at. And just give it a little bit of a height. 100 pixels for now, just to see, what is main doing. So there's main. What's that tell you about it? Tells you what when you look at that? Somebody. What that tells me is I didn't reset stuff because I've got mains not bumping right to the edges, right? I've got a little bit of space between them. So I'm going to reset some things. So HTML, body, main, div, and do padding, content padding, and then border, and then margin, and then I'll add in box sizing, border box. And now we'll get main going right to the edges. All right, I like that. But we only want main to have a certain width. Oh, main's not going to be our container. Main's going to hold it. So then we have a div. And we could give this an ID. And the ID will maybe be content. So call it index content. Because this is how we're building this page to look like that. So here we could do an ID index content. And that is going to be width of 75%. And border 2 pix solid red, just to see what it is, and give it a little bit of a height, 100 pixels. And we'll give it a little less height. So you see that one in the center there, right? So that's the div. That's going to be my container. I want that to be in the center of main. So I'm going to go to main. I'm going to make main display flex. And then flex direction. We'll just stick with row. Maybe we'll change that. And flex wrap is going to be no wrap. And flex direction, flex wrap. And then justify content. Justify content is operating on the horizontal or the cross axes. The horizontal or the vertical axes. Sorry. What's my primary axes?
The vertical? Oh no, the horizontal.
Why is my primary axis horizontal? Because what property is set to what value?
Because flex direction is set to row.
Because flex direction is set to row, my primary axis is row or horizontal, which means justify content operates on the primary axis, which means center is going to center horizontally, and align items operates on the cross axes, which means center is going to center vertically. You ready? It's going to go into the center horizontally and vertically. Cool, I like that. Okay. So now I have that content area, and I need that to be a dark green. And this outer one's supposed to be a blue, so we'll go with Dodger blue. And then the div there, this IDX content, background color is going to be like a green, aqua. That's the one that could be aqua. Okay? Boy, and we got to change that red to yellow. That's hard on the eyes.
Yeah.
That's better. And I just put those borders on so I could see what are the placeholders there I'm going to be sticking stuff. Get all of my little boxes arranged in the right place and then fill them in with stuff. So, next thing is I'm going to have an image, and then I'm going to have text. So we could do an image. Let me go get that image file, and that image file is right there. And I could do an image, surfing dog. A dog and a woman surfing. Or a woman surfing with a dog. There we go. That picture fit into the div, but then it overflowed it.
Also,
Not sure that dog's having the best time.
You have to
Maybe.
affect the image as well.
So I could do image width 50%. Right? Now it's 50%. And it's popping out of the container. It's because I have the height set to something fixed. I'm going to take that off. Now I have something to fill in the height. And now it popped out, right? That's weird. that filled, but now it's overflowing that outer container, which has a height set to that. So get rid of that one. Okay, now we're looking good. Now I want this image to be in the center. How can I do that?
You could say align center in that image property.
Sure, I could do, oh, right here?
Yeah.
Line items, line content, line self, alignment. Line items, what are those? Center? Maybe, because what is image is an inline element, right? So let's change that to display block. Make it a block level element. But still didn't do center.
Align items for an image doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
You would need, do you want to center the image itself?
Would text align center work?
No, because if the image is not a text. You would want to affect the div itself to center the content, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, that's.
Make the div a flex container?
Yeah.
Well, if we make the div, so the goal is to use Flexbox here, but also you always look for a simple design. If this is centered and these aren't, and we make all the children of this container, which is the green part, flex items, we're going to center some and not center others? Maybe. Let's see what CSS Tricks has to say. CSS Tricks, Flexbox.
If you just want to center the image itself, you would set the margin to 0 auto.
So here, check this out. Yeah, right? I could also do this. So this is the way we did it before. And that's going to do it. Right? And sometimes the simplest solution is the best. But the goal of this one was to use Flexbox. So how do we do that with Flexbox? So here we have properties for children. We could change the order in which children are displayed. We could set flex grow and flex shrink. We could set the flex basis, which is the initial size. We could set flex, which is shorthand for all the above. And then we have align self. And align self lets us align one item, one flex item, and make it different than everything else. So align self is auto, flex start, flex end, and center. Right? And so this allows the default alignment to be overridden for the individual flex items. Right? So here we have align items, and we could override that with one of these. So we could have align items flex start, and align items flex start would be, okay, I could align these over here, flex start, and then this one I could say center. Right? So let's think about that for a second. Align items operates on the cross axes. So if I want to align items flex start, I needed the cross axes is horizontal, which means the primary axis needs to be vertical. So this needs to be display flex column. Right? So let's look at that. So IDX, display, flex direction is column, and then flex wrap is no wrap, and then justify content is going to be vertically centered. I'll start it at the top. That's vertical because it's column. Justify content operates on the primary axis, column, so it puts it at the start. And align items is going to be flex start, puts it on the left because that's the cross axis. Comprende? 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 Flex start. And then IDX content, that image, and I got to take this off. So now those are all still flex start, but I want to override that. And so how do I do that? Align self. This allows the default alignment to be overridden for individual flex items. Please see the line items explanation for the available values. Align self. Note that float, clear, and vertical line have no effect on a flex item. So float, clear, and vertical line. All right, so let's just try align self center on the image. Align. I don't know if this will work. Never done it. Align self center. Let's take a look. And then what happens when we add additional stuff in here? So we have heading 1 and then lorem. I thought that'd be in a paragraph. And then we have heading 1. How do you like that? Flexbox. And you just saw how to apply a property. We started using the right side of this for properties for children. You just saw how to apply a property to a flex item. So if something is a flex item, you could put a flex property on it and it influences it. So we were able to say, hey, this one, align self, center. And it overwrote align items, flex start. And did you see how I had to think through what was going to be the cross axes? Because align items and align self works on the cross axes. Do you see that? Take a picture of that on the board if you haven't already. So now I just need to kind of adjust my image. Border, 6 pix, groove, yellow, gold, with gold. And we'll get rid of that one. And then we also have border radius. And we'll put that at, I don't know, 25%. 50%. And we'll pump this up to 20. And we'll push this down to 40. And we'll change the width of this to 60. And the image, we could do margin top 25 pixels. And bring this down to 50. 5. I like 55 and bring this one up to 55. And I think we'll do margin top and bottom of that and 0 for left, right. And paragraph, there's the page. Let's get rid of these yellow borders up here. And push everything off right there. So P and H1, H1, P, and that picture image margin 35 maybe. What do y'all think? You learned something new, right? About setting flex, align items, align self, setting properties on flex item. All right, so now you recreate this page with Flexbox. Okay?